Yo, what is good, guys? Keon here. You already know I've spent way too many hours suffering through Apex Legends Season 27 ranked. Today, I'm dropping my 20 best tips to help you climb way faster. These are things I've learned grinding with the boys, watching the pros, and yes, getting third-partied 47 times in one game. If you want real advice from someone who's been in the trenches, here it is. Lock in and let's get into it. All right, for the first tip, some of you may not like this, but the first tip is to play with a consistent squad. Playing with the same duo or trio helps with communication, synergy, and coordination. Playing with regular teammates makes it significantly easier to climb. If you're solo, try to find reliable teammates or queue with people who use comms or pings well. And for the second tip, this applies to about 95% of Apex's player base. It's to prioritize placement over kills in the early game. In ranked, survival often matters more than going for aggressive engagement. Making smart rotations and staying alive for high placements gives more consistent RP. Avoid taking 3v3 fights early for no reason. Instead, prioritize getting evo caches to get blue, then third-partying weak teams. This is often more efficient at the start of a ranked match. The third tip is to master a few legends. Instead of constantly swapping, specialize in a couple of legends that match your style. Mastering a meta legends toolkit, cooldowns, and matchups gives you a more favorable chance to win when you inevitably rank into a higher tier lobby. Knowing how to play multiple legends allows you to adapt your legend based on team comps, map, and teammates for that day. The fourth tip is to play for power positions, not just good cover. Most ranked fights are won before bullets even fly. High ground, head glitches, off angles, and natural cover that lets you peek with minimal exposure will win you far more RP than raw mechanics. Power positions let you 1. Beam teams rotating into zone, 2. Third party safely, 3. Control late game circles, 4. Force enemies into the open with util or nades, and 5. Win 3v3s without taking fair exchanges. A mechanically average team in a strong position beats a mechanically cracked team in a weak one 9 times out of 10. And for the fifth tip, it is to optimize your loadout and weapon pairings. This would look like carrying at least 2 grenades, not picking 2 weapons that operate in the same range, so let's avoid pairing an AR with an LMG. You should have a flexible loadout, 1 close range and 1 mid to long. The guns you pick should tailor to your playstyle while also staying flexible. And carry an optimal amount of meds. This would look like 2 med kits, 6 syringes, 12 cells, and 2 to 6 bats, depending on amps and backpacks. And for tip number 6, it is to get a good warm-up. I know this was supposed to be just a strictly ranked tips, but trust me, a good warm-up is helpful for consistent RP. If you're on console, use the firing range not just for aim training, but to practice movement, grenades, and ability timings. If you're on PC, I recommend using R5 Reloaded, which is a modded version of Apex Season 3 that has a 1v1 server that helps improve mechanics and also warm up for ranked sessions and tournaments. And we're on to the 7th tip, and that is to improve map awareness and learn smart rotations. Learn to know the map by not turning your brain off when running around in the dead time of the game. So when you're rotating for God spot or looking for a new fight, this time can be used to learn new spots or angles that you can remember for future rotations or engagements. And we're on to the 8th tip, which is to use your legend's abilities wisely. With the removal of the accelerator hop-up from guns in Season 27, it is now more important than ever to be smart about when to use your tactical and ultimate abilities. Use them to secure positioning, disengage, or to third party. And lastly, learn to recognize matchups based on the legend you're playing. Like when your abilities counter or are countered by the enemy's legends, this is so you don't waste cooldowns and you find a way to get the most value out of each engagement. And for tip number 9, it is to communicate clearly. Whether using voice or pings, make sure your team knows your plan. Rotating, holding here, or attacking. Even when I am solo queue, I don't like to use my mic, so I get it. But if you ever watch me, I'm always constantly pinging the information that I have. Share not just enemy locations, but also when your abilities are up or down. Whether to push or when to regroup, good comms equals better team decision making. Even if your teammates aren't talking, I bet they can hear you or see your pings and are more likely to play around someone who is relaying info. Getting into tip number 10 is to not be afraid to disengage. Sometimes backing off is the right choice, especially if you're low on HP, low on healing, or risk getting third party. Cutting losses and repositioning can save RP. You need to accept that not every fight is winnable and survival to late game is valuable. Now for the 11th tip. Third party strategically. Use fights between other squads to your advantage. Wait for them to weaken each other, then swoop in. A few seconds can be the difference between having to kill 4 people with 150 health or 2 solos that are both 1 HP. You need to learn third party positioning. That means you should always come in from high ground or cover, and with knowledge of the ring timing. These will let you make third party plays safely. Tip number 12 is to manage your resources. Always carry enough heals, shields, and ammo for long fights or rotations. And don't overcommit your inventory early. Make sure you can sustain late game rotations, which essentially means don't shoot 200 bullets of a scout at a guy 300 meters away when you can simply play more patient and use those bullets when you can actually capitalize on it. And lastly, don't take unnecessary damage so you don't waste too many meds before it's time to win the game. Tip number 13 is to review your gameplay. Record your matches, whether that's with Shadowplay, OBS, or even console capture. Capturing the moments you win or die will allow you to be able to analyze between things you did right and mistakes like poor positioning, bad engages, or inefficient ability use. Use this to identify recurring errors, then consciously work on them in the games going forward. The 14th tip, it is to learn from pros or high-level players. Watch streamers or pro players who main your legends or play your role. Their decision making, rotation choices, and fight tactics are very instructive. Pay attention not just to their aim, but how they rotate, when they engage, and how they position in fights versus late game. Tip number 15 is to stay mentally resilient. Ranked can be stressful, bad games happen. Unless you're streaming full time, I recommend against chasing loss after loss, which can lead to bad habits or decisions. Take breaks when needed, even if that's just a break from ranked to go play pubs for a bit, so be it. Playing tilted can kill more RP than bad aim. So give your RP a chance to bounce back by being resilient and take a short break if you feel yourself getting mad. The 16th tip is to track your progress. Monitor your RP gains and performance trends through Apex Legends status website. This will help you figure out what is working versus what isn't. Then set realistic goals, something like focusing on consistent top 5 finishes and not just wins. You'll hear all of the top rank grinders in the game currently mention let's get the top 5 streak going way more often than them saying we gotta win this game. Tip number 17 is to be adaptable. The meta changes, there are new weapon balances, map changes, legend buffs and nerfs every 45 days or so stay flexible with your strategies. Be ready to swap legends or loadouts if current picks aren't working or if they counter the current meta. Tip number 18 is to practice 1v1s or duel scenarios. High tier lobbies punish you hard for losing duels, so refining your 1v1 ability will improve your rank games tremendously. Use unranked games and the firing range on console or warm-up modes like R5 Reloaded to sharpen your mechanics on PC. The 19th tip is to use the new rank system mechanics to your advantage. Understand how RP is awarded, what your entry cost is, and how placement plus kills scale in your current rank. This helps you make smarter decisions, when to play aggressively, and when to just survive. And for the last tip, the 20th tip is to stay positive and consistent. Improvement is incremental. The best climbers aren't always the ones with the most raw aim. They're the ones who make fewer mistakes, secure more top 5s, learn from losses, play smart over many games, and most importantly, have fun. Develop a routine, warm up, game sessions, review, and rest. Over time, those small gains add up.